Hello, it's Burgess Taylor, and I have a planning process plan with me. People wanted to know how I actually plan, and I have this. It is the Cafe Note from Nanami Paper, and it's actually going to go. It actually goes right in here, but I took it out. I need to maybe decorate the cover. I don't know. I may just put a card right here, but I was using it for something else, and then I decided to use it to keep track of things. I have some sticky notes in here, so I wrote down my new schedule, and I need to decide which video is which for these. Like, I have a journal kind of video and then a creative kind of video. I do a brain dump. Whenever I'm going to plan, I do a brain dump, and part of my brain dump is to figure out what I'm doing. So how I plan, I do a brain dump, I look at my calendar, I go through and look at the weekly spread and the daily spreads and the monthly calendar, and then I actually put everything in there, and I go back and forth between what I have and written down on paper and mind map, and you can see where I capitalize words, I underline words, I circle words, and that has to do with my mind mapping. Sometimes I'll actually do a mind map where I draw it out, kind of like here. Like I could do, this is the start. And then I circle, underline, highlight. And then I go with the calendar and I look at holidays, events, appointments, bills, etc. And then I go from there and I look at my to-do tasks. And I go with the monthly, weekly, date specific, and then I keep going, and then by the time I'm done I have it all planned out on the page, and that's how I do it. I go back in and look at any details and make sure I don't forget anything. I sometimes will use post-it notes, but this is how I plan. When I first started planning, I didn't do very much. I had a calendar and a to-do list, and I crossed things off. But since I've been doing videos and blog posts and things, I've actually had to learn how to plan. And my system has changed. And what I have evolved now to is I do a brain dump at the start of each new week about what I want to do, the projects that I'm doing, if there's any videos, if they have a theme, if I need pictures, if I need to film it in stages, if I need to add things to it. I also have realized that I need to sort of plan out things in advance sometimes, because I usually do my videos as I go, but I'm realizing that I need to have a little bit more of a schedule with them and get them done a little bit ahead of time, so that if something happens, I have things that are at the ready. And I make a to-do list for each week, and I make a monthly to-do list, and I also have like a focus. The focus is separate than the to-do list. It is things that I want to research. It's things that I want to focus on, like certain areas of the house or certain areas of my art. They're not time specific, and I also look through my calendar. I look through the week before. I'm actually reviewing now, whereas I used to just get things done, and I'd have a little to-do list. I cross things off, migrate some stuff, and then go on. Now I'm actually reviewing things, like what did I do? What did I not do? What did I migrate? And how many times did I migrate it? You know, I have now taken Sundays off, And I've also been taking half a day off during the week. Whichever day I have Victor, I take a good portion of that day off, and I spend that time with Victor. So now I've had to revamp things, and that's one of the reasons why I changed the schedule on YouTube. My focal point for this month, as I showed you, like some of the things I'm working on. So one of the things that I'm focusing on for the month of June is to improve my drawing and watercolor skills, to get back more to basics, because I realized I was doing some techniques and I was doing them the wrong way. And when I'm watching myself with the videos, I'm realizing where I'm making some mistakes. Too much water on the brush, not allowing things to dry, different things like that. So now I'm kind of going back to the basics and just having some fun with it and learning from it. It's never too late to go back to some of the basics. Even when you've been doing something for a while, it helps you refresh. So I make my to-do brain dump, sort of. The brain dump where I'm listing out all the things I want to do, the things that I have ideas about, and I just dump it all out on the paper. And then when I'm done, I'll go back through and I'll highlight words. If it's something important while I'm writing, I'll capitalize it. I will circle words, and that's sort of my internal, external mind map, where I'm going through and doing that. And then sometimes I'll take that a step further, and then I'll write some more, and I'll actually do one of those mind maps where you write the word in the middle, or you draw little sketch notes, and then you write your notes beside your sketch notes, or you spread out that one idea into multiple ideas with lines or arrows or whatever, shapes and circles, shapes like circles and squares and rectangles and triangles. My pen ran out of ink, y'all. So that's what I do with the one brain dump. Every evening I sit down and I do what I guess Harry Potter might call, what they might call a pen scene. And I jot things down in the evening, how my day went, what I got accomplished, what I still need to do, the thoughts and feelings and ideas that are in my head. I usually write for maybe 10 to 20 minutes in the evening, and I just kind of talk about how my day went, my thoughts, the things that are still left undone, that kind of stuff. But in the morning, my morning routine is actually a bit different. I was doing morning pages like Julia Cameron does them. Where you do the stream of consciousness and that kind of thing. But I have since changed how I do morning pages, and some days I do still do stream of consciousness, but other days I write down how I want my day to go. I write down an affirmation, I do a little doodle, I do a little tiny bit of a watercolor, I kind of stretch my mind. It's like my mind and hand stretches, you know, I get my words out, a little tiny bit of art, an affirmation, a quote, how I want my day to go, what I want to concentrate on, my main priorities for that day in the morning. And I make sure that I have some kind of positive affirmation, some kind of positive quote. I sometimes will pull a blessing card or an oracle card, and something to start my day off with in a positive way. And that's what I do with my morning pages now. It's sort of how I need to get my thoughts and feelings and emotions and my to-dos and all of that down in a positive way so I can have a good start to the day. And then I wrap it up in the evening. And sometimes along the day, I will write things down. I have a journal that I do all of this in. It's a morning, evening, pages sort of journal. I don't really show it to social media. I've shown a picture of it and a little bit of doing that I have for Patreon, but it's not something that I show to everybody. It's not public. it's for me, you know, because it is my morning, evening pages. Sometimes it's things that I'm thinking about. Sometimes it's things I'm feeling, you know, that kind of thing. So I go back through. Here is where I'm going through my calendar and I'm looking at things that I have written down, bills, events, my son's birthday, Victor gets out of school, I pick up Victor this Thursday instead of on Wednesday, different things like that. And as I'm looking at the calendar for last month and I'm looking at this month, I'm realizing I wrote some things down in the wrong place. I did that. Yes, I did. I wrote some things down in the wrong place, and I'm like figuring out. I'm like, what in the world? So I'm redoing, and then I'm like, what did I do? So now I'm like, yeah, I got to cover that up. Well, it's sort of the middle to the, it's going towards the end of the month, but it's a good place to say, hey, you did a good job. Keep up the good work. Keep at it. It's a positive affirmation, that kind of thing. So I put a sticker there. I don't normally do a whole lot of stickers. Hardly ever in my planner anymore. Like, I do a little bit here and there. I do some mood stickers. I might do some weather stickers. If I had stickers, I would probably do them. I like the little face stickers, the little quay or however you say that. Those little girl face stickers, or I like that kind of sticker. Like, I wouldn't mind having some Charlie Brown face stickers. Yeah. Some of the same little things that are in here, I wouldn't mind having some of those. I like for my stickers to either be some kind of happy face or like a celebration, different things, but I don't have really very many of those, and stickers cost so much money that unless I can get them at Dollar Tree or Dollar General or Walmart, or every now and again I'll get some stickers from Etsy or somewhere, but I don't normally buy a whole lot of stickers. I'm thinking about making some of my own. So now I'm planning out my daily pages from the weekly pages and from what I have going on, what I've written down in my brain dump. And I know I need to kind of get ahead. And that's where I'm at with that. I didn't write very much for Friday, Saturday, and I didn't write anything at all for Sunday, because I'm not planning that far ahead. I plan out basically just a few days ahead when I'm doing this, because things are always subject to change. Something could happen. So for Monday, I have the main things. And if I get to editing and uploading and scheduling the Tuesday talk, which is Patreon's coffee chat on Monday, if I get to the point where I have enough time to actually edit and then upload and schedule that video, that's great. But if not, I will be doing that Tuesday morning, doing the rest, finishing up the edits, uploading it, and that kind of thing. So I'm trying to get them done ahead of time. On Wednesday, I have the things for YouTube. So I'm trying to do the major filming and editing at least a day or two beforehand now, so that I can actually schedule videos instead of uploading them. Like right now, I've had a lot of things going on, and it's Monday, and I was doing the voiceover this morning, and then we had some construction outside, so I couldn't do it. It's too loud. This video would have already been uploaded if it hadn't been for that. And it's okay, things happen. And then I was in the middle of editing the voiceover, and I had a glitch. Things happen. Our power and our internet and all have been surging on and off lately because of the rainy weather, the storms and stuff, and because they've been doing construction near where the main box is for our neighborhood, for the internet, for the phone company. That's who we have our internet with. So I just kind of go back and forth between the weekly, the daily, the monthly to-do list, the brain dump, and the calendar. And like I said, I'm actually reviewing things now. I'm writing just the core things that are due on the weekly spread. I actually did do a little bit of a tracker for this week, because this week houses the last bit of May. And I have a tracker for June, but I didn't want to add those few days of May. It would have made it too long. This is a B6 journal. The insert is from Paper Penguin Company, and it is Tomaway River paper. It is grid. And I have noticed that with my eyesight, I actually prefer the grid to the dot grid. I can see the grid better than I can see the dot grid, y'all. So, yeah. I like the dot grid if it's not too light. But when it's really dark, it makes it hard to scan images. So I like the Tomaway River paper that's plain for when I'm going to actually scan or images for like PDFs and things like that. So that's pretty much my planning. I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of this part of the video, and then you'll hear me talking in just a few minutes again. when everything is done, between now and then, I will write down my thoughts about the week and how my planning went. I'm not quite there yet, so before I get this video completely done, I will take a picture of this at the end, and then it'll be at the end of the video, because this is the review. When I add art to some of the pages, I have to make sure that it's something I can just write on, where it's not actually something I'm planning from, because it distracts me when it has too much stuff. It's my ADHD brain, I guess. So I like to add watercolor and art and stuff where I can. Like washi tape isn't too distracting. Some watercolor, some places not too distracting. This is something I'm writing on and I'm getting out, and it won't bug me or distract me because it's not something I have to watch or look at on a regular basis. Whereas like the weekly spread and things like that, I do have to look at the calendar. I am using handmade watercolors. The coffee latte date came from Designs by Rachel Beth, and the other ones came from Riverdale watercolors. So I'm going to let you enjoy this, and I'll be back. Alright, and then I'm going to write on this, and I'm going to review it, and I will take a picture of it for the end of the video, because this is it, y'all. I like adding a bit of the art at the beginning and every now and again throughout the middle, and I like adding the art in bits and pieces, but I don't like doing so much art when I'm doing this planning, the actual planning, because it distracts me. This was music. This month was Mr. Rockstar's birthday, and I did go away from the music a little bit. I did do, you know, different things, but I really like how this went. Once I got right here, it helped. I think it really made a big difference. And there, that kind of wraps it up. I'm doing that now, and I just did this. So as you can see, I'll be wrapping this up with writing about how there were some things that I tried that were completely new things. There were some things that I've been working on. I went back to the basics with some watercolor stuff I'm learning. That's what this is practicing. I'm doing this on Patreon, and so far it's going really well. Some results of stuff that I'm doing, and so this is where I'm at. And then tomorrow or today I will be doing some more practice. This will probably happen tomorrow because I have a lot to do today. Tomorrow's my day off, so I can practice at my leisure. And yeah, so that's it. That's what I'm doing. And I hope that you enjoyed this, and I will see you again soon. Thanks, y'all. Bye.